We got a rinky-dink operation going here. I haven't. Okay. Good morning, folks. I'm Jason. That's Deacon. We meet Monday through Friday. We talk about stuff on the internet. We drink coffee and we talk about the news. We might conspire theoretically. We might just talk science. We might talk finance. We might talk politics. You don't know. You never know. We might tell hilarious jokes.
No, that's never going to happen. Don't promise that one. Good morning, dude. What's
up? I qualified it.
I was running late for work this morning. I woke up an hour late. I just don't know what happened with my alarm. If I was completely dead and shut it off and I don't ever do that. So I've had a kind of a cruddy morning where I've been rushed and been in a bad mood, but I'm glad to see you today. Look, that should put you in a good mood right there.
Yeah, right there. So yesterday I stayed home with my lean this way with my beautiful daughter, who's not quite feeling good.
She's not feeling good.
103.
Dang.
Yikes.
103.
But I got a joke literally.
Oh, she has a joke. Okay, let's do it.
Okay.
Lean over this way. Okay, tell your joke.
Why didn't the crab invite anyone to his party?
I don't know.
Because he was selfish.
That was a good one. I want to tell that one. That was a good one.
Better than mine. Do you have another one?
Not that I can memorize.
Why don't you come back in like 45 minutes with another hilarious joke?
I only learned these from people at my school.
You stole this joke?
Yeah.
That's okay. A lot of people do that.
Yeah,
I do that.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey. Thank you, Jill. I hope you feel better.
Deacon asks you to feel better. Okay, will you do that? All right. So, yeah, it's been it's been a fun day. Fun day.
It should just get like the crud going around.
I think it's. I mean, I obviously, I ain't feeling the best, but I ain't got 103 fever.
Yeah, that's kind of yikers.
You know how it goes.
Yeah, you will.
The family that lives together.
You will have 103 temperature here in about 3 weeks. I'm calling it. The second week of January.
If not,
you're going to feel like crud.
Yeah. So, okay. Well, sorry we don't have an illustration this morning. I don't have enough time to do anything.
It's all right.
Whatever. I don't think it's going to affect our viewership very much. All right. What do we got today? What do we have this morning? We had a science story, had a politics story, and then we got
there really wasn't too much floating around, but because I have it kind of all consolidated for you. Make me moderator, and I will read to you 11 or 12 stories here that the media is not talking about, that you're not going to see on
definitely need to know about.
But we like to do this thanks to the vigilant Fox on X, posts these weekly, and I like these because
it's good.
Stuff I like. So once again, hang on. Whoa. Before we do that, if you're watching on YouTube, you may want to tune over to something else because our top 10 story will always get us almost banned from YouTube. But once again, I'm just telling you, we're just reading the news, not offering our opinion on this right now.
I can't say that I've checked my notifications on YouTube.
Are we even on there now? I'm gonna let you check the notifications and see what
I know where we're not. Because we've been permanently uninvited to broadcast on Facebook.
Facebook said we don't think that you meet our standards. So should I start screenshotting crap that you find on Facebook that meets their standards, even though we don't? No, we're not going to start by it. All right, 10 or 11 stories here that you're not going to see anywhere else. Number 10, hidden Pfizer report shows heart conditions are getting worse over time. Nick Hunt has uncovered what regulators are desperate to hide, and the results are jaw-dropping. Compared to the unvaccinated, vaxxed individuals face a 23% higher risk of acute cardiovascular injury, with the gap worsening over time, a 27% higher risk of arrhythmia, 2% higher risk of heart failure, though not yet statistically significant, a 30% higher risk of stress cardiomyopathy, 40% higher risk of coronary artery disease with risks over time, and 130% risk of myocarditis within 21 days. And here is his full report.
I can, all of those sound awful. The one that they put a caveat in of not statistically significant, that means that the difference of 2% falls within the margin of error. So you maybe it's the same, maybe it's not. Sounds like all of the rest of those are statistically significant, which is really bad.
Yeah. So if
in
the only
theory,
thing I will say, in my opinion, is if you are vaccinated, and there are a lot of people that I love that are vaccinated, pay attention to your heart. You know, I'm one of these older guys. I'm 47. The last time I went and got a heart checkup was 4 years ago. No, it's not even been that long. It's been like 2 or 3 years ago. And all like 2 different doctors were like, your heart's good. Your heart's good. Heart disease and whatnot runs in my mom's side of the family. And a lot of them have a heart disease and whatnot and have died from a bad heart. So that's always been a big, anytime my chest does anything, but I'm a guy. I'm a middle-aged guy. Does your chest get pains every once in a while?
It does, and it's usually my back. Like my back, if my back is hurt, you'll feel it in your chest.
Yeah.
However, if you're like one time I went into the hospital because I was like feeling chest pains and had an EKG, and then they it turned out it was dehydration. So drink water.
I went to the emergency room one time because I thought I was having a heart attack, and it was I can't remember what it's called now. It was that other thing. I can't remember. Okay. So just pay attention to your hearts. Pay attention to your hearts, people. Goodness gracious.
Talk to your doctor.
Talk to your doctors, especially if you're vaccinated. Number 9, Daniel Penny and his lawyers have announced that they are considering suing corrupt Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg for malicious prosecution. Bragg was also caught colluding with medical examiner during the trial. Then Fox News sits here and talks about this for about 3 minutes. If you want to watch it.
Well, it goes against Alvin Bragg.
Steve's going to be, I mean, he's innocent. Everybody knew from the jump that it was like, this guy shouldn't be prosecuted. Go ahead, investigate it and find out what happened. But I mean, the people that were there were saying like Neely was talking and being violent, threatening people, women and children. Okay. Daniel Penny prevented anything from happening. Unfortunately, Neely died. The prosecution did not charge the black man that held Neely's arms or feet. So they only charged the white guy. So he should absolutely sue them for defamation and or prosecutorial misconduct or whatever he can do.
I was watching this. I don't remember what it was on, what clip it was from, and he was arguing with one of the BLM people about this case, and the BLM lady was in there actually trying to defend that the defense kicked off a potential juror because she had blue hair. She was a black woman with blue hair. And I was like,
so
do you not understand how lawyers work? Do you not understand how lawyers pick a jury? Geez. I mean, if you walk in with blue hair and I'm the defense lawyer trying not to have that side, you think a certain way more than likely, and I don't want you. That's how long.
So have you ever been on jury duty? Have you ever been on jury duty? Oh, I've been summoned once for a grand jury and they didn't want me.
I've never been because I've worked in the media for 30 years. I've been called like 2 or 3 times, and I always tell them, I work in the media. I read the local news every single day, and part of my job is to keep updated on everything that's going on in the area.
I put that on my questionnaire as well.
Use that.
But no, that's not my point.
I mean, out of it. It's not that I want to be out of it, but I tell them I do that, and then they don't want me.
But okay, so let's say you get summoned for selection. Okay, who's to say that you cannot literally wear a rainbow clown wig and a rubber nose? Like, they can't tell you what to wear or what not to wear. And if you did that, you would be unselected. They would probably hassle you a little bit and be like, I have freedom of speech. I can wear whatever I want. And then you would, if it got down to you're in the pool, you would get dropped out because you're signaling crazy.
I mean, yeah, that's what I was fixing to say. But the whole job of jury selection between the two people, or between the defendant and the prosecution, is to select a fair and impartial jury. So basically you're wanting to get six, but their job is to ask you questions and analyze you. And if you walk in there with a rainbow wig on, then they don't have to ask so many questions. You've already answered some without saying anything. All right, let's get back to
sure.
Let's get back to that. I just wanted to show you old Alvin there. Let's watch Jill Biden here and see if you notice anything that she says.
So I hope that you all feel that sense of, peace and light, and that just for a moment when you leave here today, that you feel, I don't know, a sense of joy. Because I think we all need we all need to feel joy now during this time of the season, during this time. So anyway, okay, now I'll start. You're all reading into that.
Do you not get it?
No.
She's making fun of Kamala Harris, dude.
She's actually mocking her.
Straight up mocking Kamala Harris.
I've never even considered that Joe Biden might think she's funny or have anything like that. So I didn't expect that. I didn't think it was funny, but it's kind of, this is the same woman that wore red on election day.
Yeah.
Again, signaling like F you. I mean, she might have had a better reputation. She might have had a better reputation if she'd have been a little sparky like this for the last 4 years instead of just having her arm up Joe's butt and telling him what to do so that she could have fancy dinner parties.
Look, you can see the where they put the tape, the makeup people put the tape to pull the wrinkles out of the eyes. You can see it right here.
Shining. Is that what that is?
Shine on her face. See it shining there, and how it's wrinkled. And then if you look on the other side, turns over there too. See. So there's Jill. Hi, Dave.
Yeah.
Hi.
Dave.
Sorry.
We're just going through stories.
Yeah.
So okay, this one's a good one. This was kind of one of the big ones that I was like, I want to talk to the guys about this when I saw this yesterday. So JJ and Dave, do you know about the Iranian drones that are over New Jersey?
Oh yeah, we mentioned this a couple days ago, but I saw a little bit more about it on X yesterday. But apparently they're like the size of a car or something. Like they're big, and they're launching and flying into and out of the ocean.
Yeah, supposedly Representative Jeff Van Drew says Iran is launching drones over New Jersey. He's not the only one. Iran launched a mothership probably about a month ago that contains these drones. The mothership is like a ship, I think a sailing ship on the water that launches these drones. And he says it's off the east coast of the United States.
Okay. Let's put it in the Mariana Trench.
Do you see?
Why are we suffering this?
That's on the west coast, isn't it? Isn't that way down on the west?
In the Mariana Trench in the Atlantic, whatever. Put it underwater.
This is about 3 minutes long, but he's talking about the drones. The deputy DOD press secretary corrected him and says that these are not Iranian drones, that there is no Iranian mothership off the eastern seaboard, and these drones are not from any foreign entities. She also claims that these are not U.S. military drones. This is a minute and a half, so let's listen to what she has to say.
Sabrina, can you tell me what the Pentagon is doing to address this issue of drone sightings over New Jersey? It's near sensitive installations. The FBI is involved. What is the Pentagon doing?
Sure. So at this time, aware of those drone sightings that have been reported, at this time, we have no evidence that these activities are coming from a foreign entity or the work of an adversary. We're going to continue to monitor what is happening, but, at no point were our installations threatened when this activity was occurring.
Can you rule out that these are American drones? Or U.S. military drones?
These are not U.S. military drones. Again, this is being investigated by local law enforcement. What our initial assessment here is that these are not drones or activities coming from a foreign entity or adversary.
Representative Jeff Van Drew, who is a Republican from New Jersey, was just on the air saying that Iran launched a mothership probably about a month ago that contains these drones, and that mothership is off the coast of the east coast of the United States. Is there any truth to that?
There is not any truth to that. There is no Iranian ship off the coast of the United States, and there's no so-called mothership launching drones towards the United States.
One of the two is lying. That's what I think.
Yeah,
one of the two is lying.
One of them's lying. Dave's right.
So do you believe? Do you believe
or one is just completely ill-informed?
Do you believe the story that comes from a named lawmaker? He's not an anonymous source. He's named lawmaker making a claim saying that the boat is out there launching drones. Or do you believe the Pentagon?
Well,
because I don't believe the Pentagon.
I don't know where he's getting his information from.
And
I don't think that guy has been out on the water and seen it himself.
Probably not.
So he's getting information from somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And
yes.
I know that some
and in the judicial system, that's called hearsay.
Some information is credible, some information is not, and my phone is ringing.
Yeah, in the judicial system, that's called hearsay.
And also, like and subscribe. It's rumble.com/internet dads, Dave. Okay. I don't think
Are you telling him to remind them? Okay.
He's going to tell him.
Oh, Lord. All right. And other pending.
Wait, you didn't tell me. You didn't tell me what you believe. What do you believe? Where is these drones coming from, bro? Yeah.
I want to make a joke and say aliens, but I'm not. I honestly believe that this is orchestrated.
Have you seen the video of the drones? Have you seen it?
Yeah. Yeah, and I've seen the ones that are off the West Coast too in California, and supposedly there was like 11 or 12 different videos that came out of these drones, but they were in like a triangle formation way off into the ocean, and they were going they were all like lined up. There was like 12 of them, and they were all disappearing into the ocean, and they were big bright lights making triangles.
So activist Jay, hold on, I'm going to show you this. I don't know if this is real or bullshit. Okay, so his post says this is the best shot that he's got out of the drone, and it came out of the ocean just before he got this video. I don't know if this is real or baloney.
Well, hell, that's an Atari symbol.
Well, what it's doing is running flight lights. So if it was an adversary, whatever this is, if it's an adversarial drone, right? Why would they be running
green and red?
Lights?
Right.
Yeah. So I'm not sure it's an adversary. If it was a space alien, they should have more lights because it should look cooler than that. And so it's either a civilian or private thing, or I mean, I don't know what's going on with this stuff.
I think it's the man behind the curtain.
Wizard of Oz?
I think it's the man behind the curtain. All right. The man behind the curtain has also got the giant squid monster. He's got his tentacles in other places. You know, there's a bunch of tentacles. Moscow is threatening revenge after Ukraine strikes Russia with 6 U.S.-made ballistic missiles. Let me underline that. U.S.-made ballistic missiles. So if something happens in the United States,
Joe Biden was talking about. There, she's just real happy that we're shooting Russians. I don't want to shoot Russia.
All right. I'm not going to read any of this next on the, but it might pop up on the screen. So some of it may be explicit. But this lawsuit and accusations of this, I don't know if we can say that word without getting kicked off certain things.
Right. Sexual assault
against Newsmax host Ed Henry unravel after so-called victims' kinky sexts are revealed. This case illuminates why we must uphold the presumption of innocence until proven guilty.
So she was sending naughty messages to him, and then he didn't agree with it, and then she was like, "Oh, I was sexually assaulted," and he was only vindicated because he had some screenshots of his messages or maybe his message log.
Yeah, and there's some of them, and I don't want to leave them on the screen, you know.
Hello, Mrs. JJ.
Hi.
What's going on?
Just trying to intercept. Who's he on the phone with? I'm so nosy.
I don't know. But I did tell him to like and subscribe to our show. Did you know that there's drones flying over New Jersey that are coming out of the ocean?
Coming out of the ocean?
That's what they say.
Like dinosaurs?
Some lawmakers
like that. Very similar to dinosaurs.
I mean, they have drones delivering groceries in my mom's little town.
Okay, what I mean is the U.S. government has no idea who owns these drones or who's doing it.
Shoot those mother truckers
That's
down.
what I said. Put them on the ground.
Yes, absolutely.
Right. Whoops. Oh,
drone, that means there's not a person in it, right? Like, I mean, we're not shooting down individuals.
Well, I guess we should just assume that there's no people up there.
You take the risk, man.
Doesn't that mean that it's that it's unmanned?
Well, I tell you what, if you fly a drone over my house,
you're not doing squat because there's probably 100. Keep talking, JJ. You're not doing squat.
I might do something.
How many went over the house today?
I don't know.
You're not watching.
All right. Well, don't let me get caught. Don't let me catch you.
Yeah.
How many cameras are you on every day?
I have no idea.
Yeah. Count that one day. Count at the assumption of how many cameras you're on, and then you're going to have to randomize.
Don't forget, Internet Dad Show. Like and subscribe.
Dave was Dave was talking to his friend, and he ended the call.
My friend, I don't know this person. I got people who call me all the time seeking assistance and help. Right. I was trying to get this individual assistance, and I told him, you know,
my job and
hey,
yours.
We'll take care of you now. Like and subscribe.
It's funny.
But did the guy know you were on a web call?
No.
Because we could have like those expert lip readers.
Oh.
Be like, oh my goodness, he's talking about.
Oh. You know what?
Yeah.
You just invented a gag for me and Deke next time Dave gets
oh my gosh.
Auto-generated captions.
He just suddenly Dave figured out how to turn his camera off.
Or you could do like the football coaches do, right? Where they just put something over their mouth while they're speaking.
Low tech wins it. All right. What's next, Deke?
You're gonna like this one. This is the U.S. Postmaster General. Okay, and this is Georgia Representative Rich McCormick blasting him for giving himself an A grade for running the U.S. Postal Service. This is about a minute long, but I want you to watch his actions.
He graded himself?
Yeah, he graded himself. Look at this.
US
is the
government.
This is him, and this is the
I'm not listening.
You, sir, do not get an A grade. You cannot give yourself that grade.
I just did.
You can't. You can't grade your own paper, sir. I've been to medical school.
Well, then,
I got my MBA. You can't. I'm sorry. You were graded by the United States people, and they don't use your service anymore. You bankrupt.
that is not true.
You
That is
bankrupt
not
this
true,
through
sir.
your
My
reputation
business is
only.
growing.
Through your
Our
reputation,
business is growing.
you are responsible for the fall of the Postal Service
No,
and the
this
lack of
Congress- this
accountability.
Congress is responsible for the
doesn't-
fall of the
oh,
Postal
so it's
Service. I am
Congress's-
trying to fix. I am trying to
This
fix
is what
on
I'm
your
doing
watch.
right
Service.
now.
Mhm.
with all the
Before
AI.
my watch, the same
grading
stuff
themselves?
happened.
All the AI, with all the computer systems, you're worse than if I took
You're
a
talking
horse
to yourself.
and picked up the mail and delivered it 2 miles down the road. That's you.
Oh my God,
I
our
hope you got that
4-year-old
on
does
camera.
that.
I
This is
suddenly
the
feel
response
qualified to run the
that
United States
Postmaster just
Postal
gave
Office.
Congress when he doesn't like what he hears. Literally covered his ears
Child.
and gave himself the grade of
And the
A.
girl
And
behind
with
him
that,
is eating
sir,
it.
I rest.
Excuse me, Xing it.
That's hilarious. Oh my God.
Okay, I'm dealing
Oh,
with this.
she's
I'm a
not. She's
baby.
ordering lunch from Grubhub right now.
That's probably.
Ordering popcorn so she can keep watching.
Mhm.
Yeah, because she'd be making better eye contact if she was trying to dictate it.
This is how ridiculous stuff is in hearings that she's like not even like mildly interested.
I want to go to a hearing.
I know.
You should.
I know.
Yeah.
That's how the
I'm not going to
American
be
public.
far from DC next the first part of February, so I'll be gone from the show for probably about 2 weeks. And at any rate, I'm going to try to see if I can get into a hearing.
Yeah, you'll
see me in the background
to get a 30-second
like
clip.
and subscribe.
Oh,
we're gonna get you a shirt.
This is a good idea.
And we're gonna have lights that outline the.
All right.
Yeah.
So, what do you mean you're dealing with this at work? You got students that are grading themselves or trying to?
Absolutely. Do you know how many emails I had today that were like, I don't think that's the grade I earned? And I'm like, I'm a math teacher. There's numbers that are associated with this. This is not fiction. So this one individual is pushing hard for the next letter grade up. He's got 5 points from the next letter grade up. And I mean, I had somebody who wanted to punch my lights out a couple semesters ago that was like stalking me at school because he was a Cal student and he thought I changed his grades. He had like a 0 on a test or more. I think he was mentally ill, to be honest. But I think I gave him a C or a D, something like that is where it landed. And he thought like 2 letters.
You didn't give him the test. He earned that.
Oh, no.
I tell my wife this all the time. You don't give them a grade. They earn
I do not
their
like
grade.
students telling me, thank you for giving me an A. I'm like, no, if you didn't earn an A, I'm not giving away anything. No. I quantified that. I can back it up. My subject is not subjective. But is your wife a teacher too? Yeah. What level?
She teaches sign language at Western Kentucky University. Ethics classes.
Oh, so she's a professor too.
Adjunct.
I didn't know that. Hey, don't diminish that. She's still.
Oh, I'm not.
Yuck that I am.
Not diminishing it, but I do honor the professor level because I've taught at college as well. And hey, you all rock on. I'm glad to be an adjunct.
Yeah,
we don't have to deal with half the crap.
And somehow I'm applying for a job that I will be doing more.
I don't know what. Maybe like you guys need a class at the college to teach the students, like the teachers get to give the grades though, instead of like just so that they're informed about how grades.
Do you
work.
grade students or do you grade AI? Because my wife has had to grade several AI papers this semester, and I'm like, I'm reading this. That's AI, babe. That's AI. That's AI. I can tell you.
Here's the thing about AI: it is really hard to diagnose and back up justification because a lot of the things that like a Turnitin has an AI detector and there's a couple others, they're not very good. And what they're doing is they're comparing the AI that what you submitted against other papers that have been submitted. And so if you ran it through there to see what percent was AI or what percent was plagiarism, and then it would say 0. And so you're like, okay, it's good to submit. And then they submit it. It's already run through the system once. And so now it thinks you're plagiarizing the previously submitted thing.
So if you run it twice, you get a false positive?
Yeah, absolutely. But even still, if you are prolific on the internet, like if you are a professor, and maybe this doesn't apply to most college students, but it's just unreliable in most of I think that it's only like 81% is what they say is reliable. And that's not enough for administration to bring down the hammer because it's 81%.
You're not sure.
And here's what they do. They throw it through a summarizing thing. They do it in AI from top to bottom, and then they put it through a summarizing, and then they scrub the data. So it doesn't show up as AI when it actually is.
And it's very easy. It's very easy with AI right now to for people that know to give it specific instructions. I could give it 2 pages of instructions, very line by line, detailed, grab your hands, put them around the broom, squeeze your hand, very detailed instructions. And I can get it to sound like and do, anything. So with these people that are getting smarter and these kids that are getting smarter at giving them specific instructions, this AI detector is doing this and doing this. Well, I'm just going to give it these specific instructions to ignore this or do this. I can see this getting worse.
So some of the students and then I'm going to paper. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
But just this one last comment. As an administrator and also as a professor, like in the 90s when TI-83s came out, graphing calculators, everybody thought they were the devil because they're going to make people cheat. And they do. They totally do. They can be used for
Dude,
evil,
I
but
won
they
the
can be
drug
used for
wars
good.
game with that thing.
I mean, they now can be, there's a use for them in the classroom to build knowledge. And AI, if academia wants to say AI is evil, get rid of it, we are shooting ourselves in the foot, because the students that we are putting into the workforce are now going to be expected to play well in AI.
Yes,
So instead of
yes,
being scared of it,
yes.
we need to find a way to incorporate it into what we're doing.
As
And
a
we have
40
go
let me
ahead.
say this to you because you're a math teacher. As a 40-year-old, 47-year-old nerd, I hated math. You asked me what my worst, that's my worst subject. I hate math. I did not like math. I hated math. Even when I got into college, I did not like math. I avoided it like the plague. And now, as I'm older, I am so fascinated with math. It is the universe, and it's so
You didn't get
fascinating
to
to
do the
me.
fun parts.
And I didn't get, because I didn't have teachers that they were just like, do your paper, blah, 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 memorize this,
Because in the
blah, blah,
beginning,
blah.
it's like that. Everybody feels like that. I hated it in 7th grade because you're learning the distributive property, memorizing stuff. But when you get far enough in it, you get to do the cool ass stuff. And
Yeah.
so people give up way too early. Like calculus alone, there are so many Easter eggs that say Jesus so freaking big that I try not to use Jesus in the classroom, but I will just talk about, like,
The
nature or whatever. But
Fibonacci
like,
sequence should blow everyone's mind.
do you want
I
to
mean,
talk about pi? You want to talk about
pi.
E?
Yeah, pi should. I mean, people are just like, oh, that's pi. Have you really thought of it? It's bonkers.
If you knew the applications in calculus on when you recognize that value, how things just fall in line, things don't accidentally pick up a non-repeating, like God put all these little Easter eggs in math that if you don't get to at least Cal 1, you don't see. And if your instructor is an a-hole, you probably aren't even ever going to see either, just because they're not going to bring it up. But like, people like, why'd you go towards math? I see the Lord in it. Like, I see God in math so
That's
much,
nice.
undeniably.
That's
Okay,
awesome.
I'm gonna get on a soapbox. So I'm gonna
Sorry, I was
No,
about
that
to
was
call on your
awesome.
ear.
I've never thought about it that way, but that's a really cool way to
Well,
look at that.
I think you can see now exactly why she likes me so much, because we both share all of this high level math stuff.
Y'all are nerds. Nerd alert. Where's that?
I'm not quite as high level math as her.
All right, let's move on to
Did
these.
y'all
real
play?
quick.
Did y'all not play Dope Wars on your TI-83, TI-85 calculators?
No,
I didn't. When I went to school, we didn't have TI-80 anything.
Yeah, you did. We're the same age. You did too.
I don't remember ever doing it. A graphing calculator, maybe.
Yep, you could throw games on them. They were all text-based, but they were so much fun.
No, I couldn't do that. I didn't do that.
In a town
hall with John
turn of events, FBI Director Chris Ray has resigned.
Oh, that's sad.
Ahead of Kash Patel's confirmation. And the United Kingdom has banned puberty blockers for minors.
Well, thank you, the United Kingdom.
You're finally doing one thing right. Are you going to arrest these people for having memes out here, though?
Yeah, right. No kidding. Putting people in jail for posting on Facebook, or are you just going to let your migrants continue to burn down your country?
All right, I got one more for you. I think you boys are going to like this last story. This is your bonus story. You recognize that guy right there?
Oh, Rob Schneider. Of course.
Rob Schneider. Yes, Rob Schneider has announced that he has a new all-ladies talk show coming up that he calls the opposite of The View. He says it will be the opposite because this will be entertaining. The new show will be a direct competitor to The View and is set to begin airing before Inauguration Day. Schneider says the show will feature household names and won't be shaming people and making people wince. Those were his words. So there you go.
Anti-View.
I think that's pretty cool.
What do you think
the
it'll be called?
anti-view.
Any idea?
They should
The
call
View
it
from above.
The anti-view.
It just needs to appeal to stay-at-home moms is what it needs to appeal to, because that's who watches The View.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
It needs to appeal to them, but not be loaded with crazy people.
Yeah. Household names. It's interesting. All right, those are my I don't think I had anything. Oh, I had one more little crazy AI story. We can save it for tomorrow because it's
sure.
It's
Well, you
kinda
had this. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
well, this is just some robots that are out right now, and I was wanting to get you guys' opinions on which ones were the creepiest and which ones weren't. You know, which one you could see yourself interacting with, but there's like 10 of them, and we got like 15 minutes left. So, unless you got anything to talk about, we could do that.
I mean, I don't mind looking at robots. And I mean, it's okay. Why not? Nobody else is here. It's just us. Do whatever you want. I'm cold.
I've got a train coming. It's fixing to get
Okay.
loud. Can you hear it? Can you hear the train?
Yes.
Choo-choo.
What do you guys think about that one? Do you want a robot with a face?
Not like that. Her face is scary.
I honestly don't want a robot at all. But I mean, I have a robot vacuum cleaner, and it's awesome, but it needs to just do its job and go home.
Well, that's exactly what this one will do. The Amica here is her biggest, or its biggest feature. I'm already gendering it. Is its face, its facial features. It's very humanoid with its facial features and whatnot. That personally would freak me out. I don't want the facial features. I don't want the expressive emotions of the. I don't want that yet. That's crossing that uncanny valley line for me.
If it's expressing emotions, it doesn't have emotions. So it's literally just doing theater, or it's lying to you to make you feel a certain way, because it's
just like a human does every single day to other humans.
Right? Well, yeah.
What about Atlas, who looks like he's straight from a video game?
I think that's kind of cooler, but I don't know. What would you do with a robot?
What are you going to put in that circle, though? Like, if he I can just see a holographic face that looks evil or happy.
Oh, is that a display?
I don't know, but that's what I'm seeing. Is a display. That scares me more.
I mean,
this one's an athletic.
I want Optimus.
More athletic. Here's Optimus.
Yeah, I would have Optimus.
Optimus at least doesn't look like it's pretending to be a human. You know,
have you seen that video of Optimus? I think it's fake. I think it's completely set up. Hang on, I'm gonna pull up this video here real quick so that y'all can, because me and Ashley watched it again last night, and after I watched it again, I was like, I think that's fake. AI rock paper scissors. Optimus Optimus. All right, hang on. Let me bring up this video
Did y'all
here.
cover that Musk is now worth $400 billion?
No, we did not. That broke yesterday or the day before, and
that's crazy.
You know, his wealth is tied up in his. You know, most of his wealth is tied up in his stocks in Tesla and SpaceX and so forth. But you know that's his. He'd have to liquefy assets in order to actually cash that out in any way. Oh,
okay. So this is so. Well, what I think is fake is I think that he has set up this robot to answer, and the only reason I think it's fake is because last night when I watched it, his response time to what the robot says is a little too quick for me.
Yeah.
As someone that reads scripts and does that for a living, you want a little natural. You want a little natural space when someone, if I ask you a question, you're not going to immediately jump in and answer most of the time. You're going to have a natural space, and then you're going to talk. And he doesn't in this, and that's
I'm not convinced he's actually there.
Well, hang on,
the
just
lines
wait.
around. Okay.
Oh no, just let me start and just wait.
All right.
All right, Tislobot, come over here. It's time for a break. Yeah, let's play a game. Rock, paper, scissors.
All right, explain me the rules.
Explain you the rules?
See,
what do you mean? I'm pretty sure I saw you playing this with Kim K.
No, it was probably my cousin or something.
What's your cousins? All right. Anyway, so you have rocks beat scissors, then scissors beats papers, and papers beat rocks. All right, you got it.
Yes, I'm ready.
All right, 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Hey man, I thought you didn't know how to play. 1, 2, 3. Come on, man. Like, I thought you didn't know how to play this game. Like, explain me, how can you win every times?
I can explain why I win every time.
Yeah.
I lied.
You lied to me?
Right there.
Yeah, but it's not a big deal. I pretended not to know the rules so that while you were explaining them, I was actually scanning your facial expressions and hand movements. This allowed me to predict your next move with only a 10% margin of error.
No.
But to be honest, even if it was set up, all that was set up, what is the likelihood of that particular scenario happening? You're playing with AI on rock, paper, scissors, and the AI is monitoring your facial movements, your muscle movements, the way you move your arm, every single thing that you don't pick up, maybe even your breath changes if you're going to do this, that it picks up, and
Would
it
you like
can
me to let you in on
decipher
a secret?
what you're going to do. Do what now?
Would you like me to let you in on a secret?
I
When
like
people
secrets.
just play rock, paper, scissors, just like goofing around, not like, "Urgh,"
Oh my God.
they
Go finish.
Keep going.
Finish. I'll show you something. I'll show you
they
something.
play in a
It's okay.
cycle. They play in a cycle. You have a natural cycle that you play to. So all you have to do is read that cycle, and it doesn't take long to figure out their cycle, and then you can play to their cycle, and you can beat them every time. It's
Mm.
pretty insane.
I didn't realize we were going to talk about this or this story was going to come up. I just thought this shirt was funny. So let's settle this like adults.
That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny.
I have the same underwear on.
No, no. I like I would rather play rock, paper, scissors, lizard, Spock.
Yes, yes.
Every time I play it with my kids, I just add something like a dynamite or a nuclear bomb
We
or
played Gorilla Cowboy Ninja at youth group.
Cowboy Ninja.
Yeah, you're either a gorilla, a cowboy, or ninja.
Here is figure
doesn't
2.
the cowboy win every time? How does the cowboy not win every time?
Yeah, I know.
Ninja.
Look at this little thing.
Nope, it's got
creepy.
Oh, it's got backwards moving knees.
Yeah,
that's freaky to me. Those.
We're literally living in Star Wars.
The dumbest version of it. We're living in the dumbest version of Star Wars.
Here's one of the medical bots that would always be in the surgery room because it doesn't need to move around.
Well, I was thinking about that, and like in all of our movies and TV shows, like, I don't know, iRobot or, just whatever shows that feature androids. Usually it's in an urban environment, and usually there's some sort of commuting because that's, the person goes from A to B or whatever to move this plot along or whatever. And, there's commuting happening in these, cities and people and robots are moving around. Why do the robots need to go anywhere? Why do the robots need to go anywhere? This is where you work. Just stay here. You don't need to commute. So bolting it to the floor seems like a great idea.
The more you talk about AI and robots, the more I realize that you do not need to be in control of any AI or robot. You will foster the AI and robots hating humans and wanting to kill us all.
Right. Well, listen. I'm telling you, you can't trust.
Lord.
You brought the story of them lying, not me.
Okay. Well, that's a human, and you deal with humans every day. They're getting more human. Look at this one. This one is one of the top humanoid robots, Alter 3. It conducts orchestras. It is its ability to conduct orchestras by the Osaka University. Whew. Here's Unitree G1. He's got some really cool joints, and he can do dance moves. So you can practice your dancing.
Now we're talking. Oh, wait, that doesn't have 8 arms. It just has 2 arms.
It could, though. It looks like
right.
Doc Ock. robot here. This is your bartender / card dealer in any spaceport anywhere. Dave
Called
would
back. She
probably.
couldn't find the show on Rumble,
Oh,
so I had to correct her. Go
Dave,
ahead.
this is the robot that is the that
It
JJ
needs
and
a
I have
tux.
decided. Yes, that's the bartender / card dealer in any spaceport around.
It needs a tux.
You
or
want some more?
tux
What was that
coloring.
movie? What was that movie? You want some more? You want some more? With that robot, the bartender doing that. What was that? You want some more?
I
You
don't know.
want some more?
I don't know what movie that is.
It's gonna drive me crazy. You want some more?
No, but
all that robot would say. You want some more? So there you
I
go.
think it's
Your humanoid robots. Dave, this one here is the Doc Ock kind of robot. This one,
that one's the end of the world.
yeah, this one's the
That
robot
is
of death.
Shiva, or is it
It's the
Shiva?
Hindu robot of death.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Here is the Gundam style robot. It can help you with
No,
your
that's
Valiant
Fix It
move.
Felix.
Yeah, that is Fix It.
I feel like okay, they obviously have to make robots out of like steel and plastic and hard metals or whatever for strength, for straight to weight to strength ratio. But I feel like if they really want to like really advance things, they need to find some other synthetic materials that are lightweight and strong, like carbon fiber, like a carbon fiber lattice or something
I'm
like
sure
that.
some
so
of that's
they
in
can,
there.
that
I'm
can
sure they've already-
that can replicate bones and then use like air or water or liquid pressure, like we saw in that one robot that used basically artificial muscles.
Hydraulics.
Yeah, absolutely. That stuff's being used. They're just not advertising it on interestingengineering.com. 90%. I firmly believe
in the military
our technology level, our true technology level is 2 steps above what we have here. When people complain about
more.
how smart this AI is that we have access to, I don't, to be me, completely honest, crazy me, I honestly believe we have already achieved artificial general intelligence. We just don't know about it. The general public is not going to know. If us three are the only 3 working in this lab on artificial intelligence, and we know it's going on all over the world, and we're trying, and all of a sudden something crazy happens with our artificial intelligence that we can't explain, and all 3 of us agree that, oh my gosh, what is going on? And we all agree on this. Are you going to advertise it on interestingengineering.com?
No, you'll see it 6 months ago in the lab. We had this thing happen, and now we're publishing the papers on it. And you know how much stuff progresses in 6 months time.
So this is my I don't agree, but I mean I'll admit that my case is weak. I have 2 points in my case. Point number 1, I work with AI every day to write code. It's stupid. I constantly have to be like, that's not the right package. That's not the right nugget. That's not the right API. You're looking up the wrong stuff. Look at the correct stuff. So I constantly have to remind it that what it's working in, and then it can kind of give me some stuff. So now I realize that these are a paid AI, but they're still we'll say not as advanced as what could be behind the scenes. I'll grant you that. The other thing is this: humans are liars, especially humans that need investment. So usually we overpromise and underdeliver. And I would expect the same exact thing in AI. Like we are cutting edge in the back room. We need some investment dollars. And then in the back room,
here is something that we all need to keep in. And me and Ashley were talking about this the other day. And I said, this is something that the general public, when you say AI, all right, when I say AI, you're thinking of singular, aren't you? This is AI. We don't think that you are talking to Fred AI, and Fred AI is your buddy, and he's the one that does everything that you ask, and you give him money, and he tells you stuff, and he might not work, and he might not do this, and he might do this, but that's Fred. There's also Jeff and Jim and Becky and Barbara. There's all these different AIs, and they were all educated roughly the same way.
Right.
But
if I'm not mistaken,
they're all different.
Most AI comes from a large language model that's an open source large language model.
Yes.
all the
High
paid ones
school.
out there. But we would be ridiculous to assume that's the only language model.
Yes, it's not.
I mean, the
It's
more
not.
AI gets, the more information you feed AI, the better it gets. The more information the AI can actually hold and access, the better it gets. So let's say you have like 17 terabytes of data for this large language model, because that's all this system can process and go through. I think we'd be foolish to assume that there's not a machine somewhere else that has a completely different large language model that might be 100 terabytes of language model, and it's just constantly being fed by some active source. There are, I don't know. It also, almost all of our AI programs out there, Gronk, Gemini, Chat GPT, they all come from the same large language model, LLM. At least that's the way I was taught. And they just program how the information is gathered.
I'm telling you, JJ, I don't disagree with you, and because I use AI every single day, and it was just a couple of weeks ago that I got pissed off, and I was like, I'm not working on this today because you're being a moron. And I even told it a couple of times. I was like, you are not listening to me. I was trying to get it to generate a music log for this hour of music of specific songs. And I was giving it all the, criteria, songs between this year's and this year's. It needs to be this genre and blah, blah, blah. And I gave it all the criteria, and it was inventing songs. It was like Thanksgiving by Brad. Yeah, see, it said Thanksgiving by Brad Paisley. And so I was like, I didn't know Brad Paisley had a song called Thanksgiving. So I looked it up. I couldn't find it anywhere. And I was like, are you inventing songs? And it says, yes, I'm sorry, I did. And then it did another one and invented another song. It did it like 6 times in a row, and I just got pissed off. So I understand what you mean but your 4-year-old daughter will do the same thing.
Oh, for sure.
Quit inventing. So in 10 years, your 4-year-old daughter's not going to do that. But in 10 years, she's only going to be 14. In 10 years, AI is going to be 60. Its advancement is a lot. So right now we're talking to something that is trying to learn how we talk, but we've got 300 million billion people trying to talk to it, and every one of us are being assholes.
Well, luckily, none of the I sort of think of I think the AI that we all kind of interact with is the terminal endpoint, which is like behind the scenes in the lab. They feed it data, and it generates its knowledge base, and then we work with its knowledge base. And you can maybe have it go search for some things or whatever, but it doesn't take what it's learned with you and roll that back into the core. It doesn't do that. I don't think it does that. It's pretty clear it doesn't do that. And when you're interacting with it, it has like memory limitations. Like it can remember what it's talking to you about, but only for so long. And then so it gets confused pretty easily. And if you are like, okay, well, let's take all of our endpoints and roll that learning information back into the core, very quickly, it will get more crazy and more stupid, because people like me will be like telling the AI for sure things that are not true, and it gets rolled into it. So it gets corrupted. So, there's a constraint on the training in the backside. Like they have to have training that, is good training, because when it gets trained badly, it's just not smart. So, anyway,
AI.
I believe. I don't want any robots walking around my house, though. I will say that.
I want to believe.
You want to believe in Santa Claus?
No. I'm gonna put that. I want to get that poster and put it up in my other office. I want to believe.
I get AI to do all kinds of very important work for me every single day. I mean, it does very, very important work for me. And I'd like to give you guys just a really quick example of some of the AI important work that I do.
Okay.
And I use AI for, because we could be solving all kinds of the world's problems. And this is what I use it for.
Oh, we are.
Oh, gather round, folks, for a curious tale of 3 clever dads who will never derail. There's JJW with wisdom to spare. Deke's got the flair, and Dave's in the chair. They tackle the problems both big and quite small, from fixing the weather to no traffic at all. Let's solve it, they cheer with a dadly decree. No puzzles too puzzling for dads such as we. With a world full of questions, they'll give it a crack. Why do socks vanish? Why Wi-Fi's so whack? With wit and with wisdom, each show is a ride. On the Internet Dad Show, your problems subside. So tune in, dear listener, for laughter and lore. They'll brainstorm solutions and maybe find more. When dads rule the airwaves, the fun will ensue because dads know the answer, or think that they do.
That's good. Yay. That's a bonus for our one viewer. We get what do you call it? What is that? Is that just a poem or is it a limerick? Is it a long limerick or a poem?
This is the instructions that I wrote.
Yeah.
Let's write a short poem in the style of Dr. Seuss about a podcast called the Internet Dad Show. The show is hosted by dads JJW, Deke, and Dave, and is a conversation about solving the world's problems. That's all that I put. And that's the first thing that it spit out. And it was pretty good. Normally, the first thing that it spits out is not good. You've got to revise it.
Yeah, you have to revise it. And, like people are learning. The people that work with it every day, they learn to curate their prompts. Because it's really limited by the prompt input.
What I'm doing right now as a side project is our story, the cowboy idea. What I'm doing is I'm taking all of the jumbled thoughts of this that were in my head and on my notes, and I'm getting AI to organize it so that we can begin, so that I can begin with this narration.
I ordered my Christmas present this morning.
Oh, good. You ordered it?
I ordered it.
I'm so proud of
you. So, should I tell? Is it weird for me to tell you? Because I shouldn't know, but I did order it. I'm not wrapping
proud
it.
of you too.
Yeah.
So one of the things I'll be able to do is I'll have an S Pen, and I will be able to. Yeah, but I didn't get a phone, so anyway, I might be able to do some character sketches for your story, and or maybe start working on the idea that I was telling you about the other day.
Yeah, that I've been thinking of. Okay, that's all I have for today.
All right, let's do jokes. Dave insists we do Christmas jokes. Deacon corrected me, and so I got a Christmas joke today, guys.
Okay. All right.
What do you call a snowman with a 6-pack?
I don't know.
Abdominal snowman?
An abdominal snowman. Yeah.
Nice. Nice. What?
Why? Oh, go ahead.
What do you call Santa when he stops moving?
Right. I don't know.
Santa Paws.
Oh my God. Oh my God. No.
Oh
no. Okay.
I don't know if you know this or not, but Santa put in some gardens in the North Pole. Actually put in 3. Do you know why?
No.
So he can ho ho ho.
I didn't see that one coming. That was pretty good.
All right. Tomorrow's Friday, so it's definitely going to be a better show than
here
today. Oh. Let's take this.
I got a CT scan in the morning, so we got to make sure I don't have cancer. Still don't have cancer.
Why don't you do that instead of being on this stupid show then? Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
It's probably a little more important.
You can you can rumble from your phone though, so while you're in the waiting room.
No,
just saying.
Maybe I'll hop in while I'm in the middle of having the CT scan. Hey guys, whoa!
Just turn on the rumble and turn it down and just leave it so that our numbers go up.
Yeah.
You don't have to watch it. Just turn it on.
Rumble Studio app.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Have you ever had a CT scan?
Politicians and talking heads lying left and right. You can help us bring facts into the light. Don't let your daughter lose her
try to pick